Home game number 2 of the year in Cincinnati. Monday Night Football game number 2 of the year in Cincinnati. And the big bad Patriots wait for the Bengals. Hi everybody, welcome to Monday Night Football as we get to the end of the first quarter of this 2007 NFL season. Who Day is what they say about the Bengals, and maybe that's what we should be asking. Who are they? Is this 2007 team like the 05 team that won the AFC North? Or are they like the 06 team that closed losing the last 3 games, missed the playoffs, and have opened now losing 2 of the first 3? Meantime, all that buzz about the Patriots, all the weapons they added, they could be unstoppable. They're pretty darn close. They are dominating opponents as they're one of the 4 unbeaten teams in the National Football League. But they face adversity tonight. No Lawrence Maroney in their backfield. And just to be even, Cincinnati doesn't have its best runner in Rudy Johnson. Turn to Tony Kornheiser and Ron Jaworski. Okay, no Maroney. Well, that's the one bad thing that's happened to Tom Brady, but not much else has in the first 3 games.
Well, Mike, Tom Brady is the linchpin of the Patriots offense. And Tom Brady is a starter in the regular season, has won 75% of those starts. In the postseason, 86%, and that includes 3 Super Bowl victories. But there is one award he hasn't won, and that's the NFL Most Valuable Player Award. Well, after 3 games, Tom Brady is well on his way to winning that award this season. His quarterback rating close to 142, 10 touchdown passes, and he's completed almost 80% of his passes. There are quarterbacks in this league that can't complete 80% against air, Mike.
Well, there's one who's pretty darn good in Carson Palmer, but that elite quarterback has a little more on his plate than Brady does right now.
Well, when you look at the Bengals offense, they are one-dimensional. It's pass, and they rely on Carson Palmer and the deep passing game. And, of course, they do that because they have outstanding wide receivers in Chad Johnson and T.J. Houshmandzadeh. They attack outside the numbers, and they attack deep. But the guy they're going to want to watch tonight, Kenny Watson, replacing Rudy Johnson. Rudy Johnson was the sustaining runner for the Bengals. What you have in Kenny Watson is a receiver on the backfield.
Now, Tony, a lot of our friends in New England are getting ready for the Red Sox in the playoffs. So the Pats and the Sox are sharing the sports spotlight, but New England is not sharing any spotlight on this stage.
No, not tonight. On the field and off the field, the New England Patriots are by far the biggest story in the NFL. On the field, they are crushing teams, mauling them. Tom Brady gets all day to throw. He throws. Randy Moss, standing in the end zone, catches it. Every game ends the same way. They get 38, you get 11. Have a nice day and drive home safely. The Patriots are bludgeoning everybody so badly, you wonder why Bill Belichick bothered to cheat. Oh, that's right, he didn't cheat. It was just a misinterpretation of the rules. How I love that phrase, misinterpretation of the rules. That's right there with, I did not have sex with that woman and wardrobe malfunction. Well, misinterpreting the rules cost the Patriots a #1 draft pick and a pile of dough. Plus, the Patriots had to surrender all their tapes, including Belichick's personal Bon Jovi collection. Oh, we're halfway there. Help me out, Jaws.
Whoa! Living on a prayer.
Great is that. Curiously, that's all in the rearview mirror now because of how the Patriots have started. Nobody is talking about New England cheating anymore. We are all talking about New England going 16-0 with or without tapes. Rock star, Jaws, rock star.
Uh-oh. Karaoke night? You're not invited. Both of you. That was awful. We got a lot going here on Monday Night Football, including the big matchup with Moss and Chad Johnson. Michelle and Susie preview that. Justin Smith wearing a wireless mic. And our Monday Night musicians much better than these guys on Monday night. Tonight's telecast available in high definition on ESPN HD, presented by DLP HD TV. To the sidelines to talk about our 2 big receivers in the game. Susie Colbert on Chad Johnson in a second. First, Michelle Tafoya on Randy Moss. Michelle.
Well, Mike, after the least productive season of his NFL career last year in Oakland, Randy Moss has re-emerged as a superstar in New England. And his new teammates don't care what he did in the past. Undisputed team leader Teddy Bruschi told me that when he heard Moss was coming to the Patriots, he didn't care about the wide receiver's past transgressions, nor did he care about Moss's 5 Pro Bowls. Bruschi said it only matters to us what you do when you get here. And Tom Brady echoed that, saying, I never prejudged him. He came here with a clean slate. To play for the Patriots, you have to love to play, work hard, and be selfless. All I can tell you is Randy wants to win. Well, the Patriots are 3-0, and so far it appears Moss hasn't taken a single play off. Now to Susie with the Bengals.
Well, Michelle, when the season started, Chad Johnson promised to take his game to another level and subsequently his touchdown celebrations to another level. Well, he's delivered on both fronts, off to the best three-game start of his career, an NFL best 442 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 mock Hall of Fame jacket, and 1 leap into the dog pound. But don't expect to see Chad celebrate tonight. Despite his extreme confidence in the game plan, he told us it doesn't fit to celebrate when your team isn't clicking. There'll be plenty of weeks to dance, but now at 1 and 2, it's not right. Mike, to quote Chad, I have fun. I also have sense.
He also has some pretty impressive stats. As we look at the All-Tell head-to-head, the numbers for Moss and Johnson, fabulous the first 3 games of the season. Oscar winner Jamie Foxx gets us set for kickoff next.
Halt. Blue team, check in. Blue team, secure. Orange team, check in.
Orange team, secure. Hallway secure.
Targets acquired.
Bingo. Tom Brady, 3 Super Bowls, 3 Pro Bowls, 1 supermodel. Dreamy eyes. Primary target, Randy Moss, fresh cornrows. Need your focus, people. Carson Palmer, Heisman Trophy winner, Pro Bowl, MVP, cleft chin. What does that mean? Primary target? Ocho Cinco. Huh? Chad Johnson. You don't want him dancing on you in the end zone. We got all we need.
Move out. Go, go. Go, go, go.
It's gonna be a shootout in the jungle tonight.
The Jungle, affectionately the name for the Bengals' home. For years, that was Riverfront. Paul Brown Stadium, for the 30th straight time, sold out. Carson Palmer and the Bengals will wait. Randy Moss and Bill Belichick's offense to the field first. New England has won the toss and will receive. That means Ellis Hobbs is back deep to receive against the Jets earlier this year, the longest kickoff return in NFL history. A shower around lunchtime, been clear since. Temperature in the upper 60s, and off we go to open October from Cincinnati. 5 yards deep is nothing to Hobbs. He'll bring it out from there. And gets spilled at the 20-yard line as Hernandez-Jones was waiting for the special teams tackle. Here's Tom Brady, the quarterback who has it all and has done it all with 3 Super Bowl titles. And the numbers, as Jaws referred to in the beginning, eye-popping. Whether it's Randy Moss, Wes Welker, whoever's come along, it has helped Tom have this great start of the season.
141.8 rating. The mercury pops out of the dish on that.
Again, Maroney out with the groin injury. You'll see a lot of Kevin Falk and Sammy Morris tonight. From the 21 to Moss. Gain of a half dozen as Delta O'Neal is there for the tackle. This New England offense leading the league in yards, number 2 in the league in points scored, and really have done it with balance as well.
Number 3 passing, number 4 rushing. They are right now the 27 Yankees. They are murderers row on offense right now.
And they are spreading the field. They are attacking sideline to sideline.
On second down, Brady steps up and dumps it to Falk with a ton of room to run. Across midfield, first down for Kevin Falk. But D.U. Williams makes the tackle. The gain was 24 yards. And a Bengal is injured on the play. It is the worst possible injury Cincinnati can have. Lamar Marshall is slow to get up. He's on a knee at the 40-yard line. Why is that the worst possible? One, he's the starting strong side linebacker. Second, they only have 4 healthy linebackers dressed for this game tonight. Ahmad Brooks, starting middle linebacker, and his backup Caleb Miller are out with injury.
They're going to take an ad out in the post to get a new one.
Back in Cincinnati, Marshall hopped off the field, put no weight on his left ankle, and Brady's first down pass is incomplete. Chinudum Ndukwe, the safety, put pressure on Brady.
You know, Mike, if you watch this New England offense, what they will use is Kevin Falk as the receiving back. With Maroney out, you'll probably see more Kevin Falk. And when you have Sammy Morrison, it's more the power running game inside the tackles.
2nd and 10 coming up for Cincinnati. Dhani Jones checked in to replace Lamar Marshall when they go to 3 linebackers. There are a lot of DBs on the field here. A half dozen as Brady throws to Moss, open in space to the 33-yard line. First down, a pickup of 17. Madieu Williams made the tackle. Well, that Brady-Moss connection has been so effective. 2 catches here thus far, 24 on the season.
And Brady in the shotgun. 66% of his passes this year have come out of the shotgun. An inordinate amount for Tom Brady. You can see clearly he's got that chemistry right now with Randy Moss. Outstanding timing and rhythm in the passing game.
Sammy Morris is checked in the game after 4 passes to open. First run with Morris, who takes it to the 28-yard line. The linebacker who was injured, Lamar Marshall, taken off on a cart, and he is back up towards the Bengals locker room. So as we wait for word on him, you look at a team that is completely decimated. Active linebackers coming into tonight 4. The Patriots, who play the 3-4, have 8 linebackers active for the game tonight. With Cincy losing 1, maybe we can use a trade like you used to in the schoolyard, just to keep things even tonight. Kevin Falk side by side with Morris. Pocket collapsing on Brady. Pass is incomplete. And here's Susie on the Bengals sideline.
Mike, how about starting the game with your 2 starting linebackers out, only 4 on the roster, and then one of the newcomers to this linebacking corps, Lamar Marshall, didn't join the team until after training camp because that corps was already decimated. And you saw him limp off, wasn't able to put weight on it. It's a left Achilles, and he will not return.
It's brutal. He's in for Rashad Gentil. Starting outside backer who injured a shin, had surgery, and he's out probably through the next couple of weeks. To the 23 to get a first down. Brady steps up, completes it to Wes Welker for the first down at the 17-yard line. Gain of 11. Matt Light introduces us to the Patriots starting offense.
Thanks, Mike. This is definitely a big game for us, playing on the road Monday Night Football. The keys to this game, I think, for us is that we have to be able to handle their pressure up front, not let the guys on the edge get to the quarterback, and then we have to be able to run the ball effectively so we can set up some of those down-the-field type passes. But all in all, this is going to be a big game. Monday Night Football. Back to you.
Thank you, Matt. Went to the Pro Bowl last year, the one Pro Bowl lineman of a very solid, underappreciated New England front 5. And a run with Sammy Morris for about 2 yards to the 15-yard line. So no Maroney. Jaws, what does Sammy Morris mean as he becomes more of a featured back tonight?
You know, he's more the power guy. He'll run between the tackles. They use him for their zone blocking scheme because he will stick that foot in the ground and head downhill. When Lawrence Maroney was active in this roster, he was more of a point of attack. In other words, they're going to run the counter trade. They want him to pick out one hole and go to it. Morris is more of an instinctive type of runner.
They spread it, empty backfield, 5 receiving options for Brady. Will the Bengals come with pressure? Nobody open. Now Brady up top for Dante Stallworth. Incomplete. And we'll have 3rd down.
Can I go back to the lineups? Did Matt Light even mention anybody's name, or did he just make a speech, which is a great way to do the lineups?
I think he wanted my job. He broke the game down. That was a great job.
That was great.
Keep playing, Matt.
No Lawrence Maroney here tonight in the game between these teams 1 year ago. Maroney ran it well for 125 yards. So we'll see who picks up the rushing yard void tonight. Passing situation here, 3rd and 7. And Brady finds Welker again. Cannot get away from the second tackle. And Chinudum Ndukwe, the rookie out of Notre Dame, forces 4th down and a field goal attempt by New England.
Excellent job by the Bengals defense. They went zone coverage. They rushed 4. Everyone peering back into the backfield, looking for the short pass underneath. Once the ball came out of Tom Brady's hands, they rallied to the football. That's what you can do in zone coverage. Attack once the ball comes out of the quarterback's hand. Good job.
Victory for them that they did not give up a touchdown game. With their defensive record? Come on.
Second-year man out of Memphis, Steven Gostkowski, for a 31-yard attempt. Out of punter Chris Hansen's hold. knocks it down. And as you said, Cincinnati does not allow the touchdown, only giving up 3. And the Bengals down 3.
Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how.
And you look at Paul Brown Stadium, just in the bottom corner, edging out of the picture, Great American Ballpark, where the Reds closed down business. This city was full of Chicago fans when the Cubs were here this weekend, but everybody a Cincinnati fan here tonight. A lot of orange and black in downtown throughout the day, and the Bengals wear the orange jerseys for just the 4th time. They are 3-0 in these jerseys. Kick of return taken by Glenn Holt to the 21-yard line. He had the fumble against Seattle. That was a big part of the loss last week in the Northwest. Palmer takes the field when you come back. We were here for the opener when Cincinnati turned Baltimore over 6 times, won 27-20. Then a 51-45 loss to in-state rival Cleveland at Cleveland. And then a 3-point loss, 24-21 at Seattle. That's how they arrive at 1-2. And Carson Palmer and the offense get going. Again, the numbers look impressive. But Cincinnati has turned the ball over more than Marvin Lewis would be happy with here in the first 3 games. No Rudy Johnson, so Kenny Watson out of Penn State is the runner here tonight. He gains, about 2.5 yards to the 23.5. So Kenny Watson, 6th year out of Penn State. Really the only time he was a feature back was his 2nd year in the NFL in Washington with the Redskins, filling in for Stephen Davis. He had a couple of 100-yard games. Ron, by having Watson and not Rudy, what does it mean to the offense?
It'll help them in the passing game. And, you know, when you look at their passing game, they like to go down the field. This will give Carson Palmer that short-range option.
Against the Patriots 3-4 veteran defense with a lot of looks. It's Watson to the left. Pass Junior Seau into the arms of James Sanders right at the first down line at the 31-yard line.
Are you saying, when you say it'll help them in their passing game, is it going to help them overall? I mean, most people think of Rudy Johnson as a very accomplished back.
Yeah, and he was a sustaining type back, Tony. He would get the power runs, the 3 and the 4 yards. I think with a Kenny Watson, you have the chance for the explosive plays. I think he can keep this offense on schedule as well, also give them the big explosive play.
He could be better for them than Rudy Johnson?
I think against the Patriot defense, he can be better. I think it's a better matchup with Kenny Watson in the backfield.
3rd straight run into the waiting arms of Adalis Thomas. Loss of 1.5 yards. The offensive line's led by Willie Anderson, and he introduces us to the rest of the Bengal offense.
Monday Night Football in the Nasty Natty. You guys know about our offense, and it starts up front with the big sexies. We all have to win our individual matchups for this whole thing to tick off. Then our so-called skill guys can go to work. Monday night, baby. Here we come.
Our so-called skill guys. You got to like that.
It's said by an offensive lineman, starting his 116th consecutive NFL game. Palmer's first pass in and out of the hands of 3rd receiver Antonio Chapman. It's been a season-long search for a 3rd receiver. So before 3rd down, Adalis Thomas introduces us to the rest of the New England defensive crew.
Anchor down the D-line, we got T-Weezy, V-Weezy, and J-Jeezy. At the linebackers, we got Mike Vrabel, Teddy Bruschi, and R59.com. Anchor down the secondary, we got Mook Mount Samuels and Hollywood Hobbs.
Asante Samuel making his first start of the season, played in a reserve role in the first couple of games. Palmer is pressured, grabbed, and brought to the ground. Adalis Thomas getting to the quarterback. The free agent acquisition from Baltimore has had a huge impact on an already good Patriots defense.
So neither Weezy, Geezy, or Deezy got to him that time, but Adalis did.
Yes, he did.
There's no question that Adalis Thomas, number 96 right there, is the guy that could really get after the quarterback. He can play pass coverage, and he can rush the quarterback. There you see Adalis Thomas. Good quickness getting to Carson Palmer.
Kyle Larson to punt it. Wes Welker back to receive it. Good kick by Larson. Welker from the 29. Taken down at the 37-yard line. And with the injuries to linebackers, that's another place it hurts. Special teams, but one of the linebackers, Landon Johnson, the tackle. Thomas's sack erases the Bengals' threat. Back in Cincinnati, Michelle Tafoya, Susie Colbert on the sideline. Ron Jaworski, Tony Kornheiser, Mike Tirico in the booth in Cincinnati as the Patriots on Monday Night Football. Chance to watch Tom Brady and Randy Moss working together for their 4th game. 27 times this season, Brady has thrown to Moss, 24 of them completions. A fabulous start. Sammy Morris, the run. Only a gain of about 1.5 yards. Landon Johnson, one of the 3 healthy linebackers, made the tackle.
Let's go to Moss right away as you see him on the screen. This is the deal with the devil that the Patriots have made, similar to what Terrell Owens had going to Dallas. Randy Moss is the anti-Patriot. He was selfish. He was a loafer. He got in trouble with coaches. He was a team killer and a cancer. Last team on earth you would expect to take him with the Patriots. They love him. He's flourishing. It shows you that a great player in a system where he's comfortable can be a great player.
Flourishing, an understatement. Bengals have 6 defensive backs on the field, and jumping around up front caused the Patriots to move.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Logan Mankins with the flag. Jerome Boger is our referee tonight.
We asked Tom Brady yesterday about that same notion that Moss was somehow the anti-Patriot, and Brady said, I don't care about the past, it's a clean slate here. And then he said, you don't have to go to the seminary to play for the New England Patriots.
Just got to buy into the message when you get there.
Once again, the empty formation. Tom Brady in the shotgun.
And against the 6 DBs, the first open man gets the penalty yardage back. And it is a pass caught by Benjamin Watson, the tight end. Here's Dexter Jackson, the safety, with the Bengals defensive lineup.
Cincinnati Bengals D-line. Justin Franchise Smith. Robert All-Day Gathers. At backer, we have silent assassin Landon Johnson. At corner, we have Delta O'Neal and up-and-coming Jonathan Joseph. At safety, we have Madu Williams and myself, former MVP Dexter.
Of Super Bowl victory by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2002. And another flag for movement by the Patriots. Yes, it is.
False start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Watson, the tight end. It's very loud in here. But, Ron, one thing Cincinnati does, and I know they gave up 51 points to Cleveland, they can put pressure on Bill Belichick's offense here tonight.
There's no question. Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, loves to give you different looks. 3-4, 4-3, nickel, dime, people moving in and out. And it is really incumbent upon Tom Brady to identify people quickly. He's got a lot of calls to make at the line. Right there was confusion. It caused illegal motion for the Patriots.
And it's back to Don, 6 DBs, 1 linebacker playing zone. Brady pressured. He's checked down as Kevin Falk. Can they tackle him? Yes, in the open field. 3rd tackle for Chinuda Ndukwe. And Brady Quinn's former roommate at Notre Dame forces the Patriots to punt. Hey, it's a Patriots punt. Do you know Chris Hansen?
No, never heard of him. Is he the punter?
No, he's not the guy from Dateline NBC. It's this Chris Hansen. He's only punted 4 times. This is the 3rd team in 67 years to have 4 or fewer punts in this first 3-game stretch.
Will he still get a letter?
No, but he gets paid.
Well, it was a good punt.
Kirk gets signaled for and made by Skylar Green at the 19-yard line. Bengals defense hanging in there. 3-0 Patriots. Patriots have had 2 possessions. Cincinnati's 2nd possession coming in this 3-0 game. This during the timeout. The always chatty Chad.
He's chatting and shaking hands with everybody like he's the maitre d' tonight.
Saying hello to Akron, Ohio born, Ohio State Buckeye alum Mike Vrabel, playing back in his native state tonight. A lot of runs on the first drive. Start with a pass from Kenny Watson. Just a couple of yards in front of 4th-year defensive back Randall Gay out of LSU. Well, Ron, we have 2 guys who just love to sit in the pocket, get time, and throw the ball. And look at these numbers updated through tonight.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And you see Tom Brady, he's moved outside the pocket only 1 time. Carson Palmer 7 times. These are big, strong quarterbacks that like to have their eyes downfield, reading coverage, and they love the timing and rhythm of the passing game.
And for perspective, the NFL average is 11% of the passes come from outside the pocket. These guys are in the pocket more than most. Jeremy Johnson, the fullback with the carry to the 25, will have 3rd and about 5.5 coming up. And Ron, when you have pocket passing quarterbacks, you better have an offensive line that can protect. How's Cincinnati's offensive line done this year?
Yeah, and they've been outstanding for most of the season. They've had some injuries up front. But also, when you look at an offense that likes to work the sidelines, it's even incumbent even more now for that offensive line to give Carson Palmer time because he's taking those 7-step drops. Right now, they're trying to stay on schedule and keep this offense in that 3rd and 5 situation, which they are in right now. No
throws to Hushmanzada or Chad Johnson yet. Palmer feeling the pressure, checks it down to the fullback, and Johnson's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down. What a good job by Ellis Hobbs to come up and make the play. That should send the Bengals punting unit on the field, and it will.
Mike, when you have a quarterback that likes to be in the pocket, you want to put pressure on him and force him to move. Force him to move his feet, get off balance, and check the ball down. It's exactly what the Patriot pass rush did there. They forced the move. Now, Brady is normally very good at mobility in the pocket, but when you get that cabin fever, you want to get the ball out of your hand. In other words, cabin fever is pressure around the quarterback.
Bengals special teams have been poor. Wes Welker back deep to receive. Welker tells everybody they're not catching it. Stay away. This wasn't a very good kick. A kick of about 35 yards when it's marked down. It was first touched at the 35-yard line. Tom Brady back on the field after this. College football on Thursday night to start a big weekend on ESPN. Brady's first pass complete to Dante Stallworth. Give him 14 yards in the 1st down at the 49-yard line in front of Madieu Williams.
Well, here's Tom Brady in the pocket. And this is pocket mobility, not running around, running for 10 yards. It's feeling the pressure, moving up in the pocket, moving laterally in the pocket. Tom Brady does an excellent job moving up to his right and delivering the ball to the playmaker here, Wes Welker.
It's interesting, you use the word mobility. I'm usually thinking of Michael Vick when he was in the league, or Tony Romo, what he has shown. Sammy Morris, more than mobile, on his way. Sammy Morris kept his balance, got to the 2-yard line, fumbling the ball. It looks like the ground causing the fumble. Should keep it at the 1. Let's see. Was he brought down by the player, and that action brought him to the ground, then causing the fumble? The officials discussing it now, because it went out of the end zone on the fumble, and if it goes out of the end zone and called the fumble, it's a touchback.
Excellent blocking right there. Heath Evans, number 44, did a terrific job, as did Russ Hochstein, number 71, on the pull.
And it was ruled that he came down by contact. Ground caused the fumble, ball at the 2.
The ruling on the field is that the ball carrier is being ruled down by contact at the 2-yard line. 1st down.
So that'll give New England 1st and goal. The ball was coming out. Marvin Lewis looking at the replay on the big screen now to decide if he needs to challenge this play or not.
He may challenge this, Mike. It looked like that ball may have been coming out as he was going down, but it doesn't look like it. Yes, it does.
Any challenge. So the flag has been thrown for a challenge. That's what I was watching Jaws as they were watching. And Marvin Lewis can't run because he has the ankle surgery from 5 weeks ago. So there's an assistant standing next to Marvin Lewis who ran down by the official and threw the red flag for him. That guy right there. And he was pretty quick, and that was a heck of a job.
That is specialized labor.
Absolutely.
When you are the designated runner with the red flag to get it out there in time.
So the question on the fumble is, if it is a fumble, where did the ball come out, and then where did it go out? Because if it goes out of bounds at the end zone, first thing they might see is he still in bounds?
Yes, he's still in bounds.
Okay.
He's reaching.
Starts to lose the ball a bit. Now, where does that ball eventually go out of bounds? It seems to be shy of the goal line. If that's the case, it is still Patriots ball right about where it is.
Cincinnati's coaching staff is challenging the fact that the runner stepped out of bounds prior to the down by contact spot.
And once you challenge like that, that means the whole thing is available to be looked at. So they'll look at it in replay. Timeout. So Jerome Boger is in the voting booth checking out the high-definition replay as Marvin Lewis challenges play to see where the runner, Sammy Morris, on this 49-yard run was. Did he go out of bounds there back at the 11-yard line? On our initial look before commercial, it didn't look like it, and that came from this angle.
You
Looks
can
like
see
he's
green
inbounds.
on either side of his foot, so
He's
that's inbounds.
He's inbounds all the way. Here, I think the ball may be coming out a bit as he's going to the ground. He is definitely inbounds.
Yep.
Inbound. You can see the green.
And as we go forward from that, there was a beanbag thrown by the official, which indicates that in the official's mind, the play called on the field was that, as we said, the ball was coming out and fumbled. Now, the question is, after that, where does the fumble go out of bounds? So all of these things being looked at by the referee Boger in replay.
In the meantime, Cincinnati is advertising to get new linebackers so that they can come in for the next play, since they're down to 3.
Down to 3 with the injury early on to Lamar Marshall, and Madieu Williams, who made the tackle on Sammy Morris on that 49-yard run. He, too, was shaken up and moved his way to the locker room with the athletic training staff.
Soon they'll be able to convene a players' meeting in the locker room if they all keep walking off the field.
Yeah, and you have to believe that if you're Tom Brady, you're going to attack number 57, Dhani Jones, who is basically with the Bengals about 11 days right now. So he really can't understand entirely this system. So here's an inexperienced guy, so get after him.
You saw Williams going off via replay, and here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the rule on the field stands. The ball carrier did not step out of bounds prior to being ruled down by contact. Cincinnati will be charged its first team timeout.
And they'll have 1 challenge remaining. So for Morris, it is 6 shy of his career long run, 55 yards. It's a gain of 49, and it's first and goal for the Patriots, who have Junior Seau and Mike Vrabel in the game here in this goal line situation.
And you remember last year, every time an opponent got inside the 5 on Cincinnati, every time, 18 times, touchdown. But that was last year.
They stopped Baltimore when it mattered most in the opener. Seau's the fullback. Heath Evans is behind him, and Evans, the regular fullback, working toward the goal line and a hair shy. So it'll be second and goal.
Just running the lead right behind Junior Seau, number 55. You'll see Heath Evans push it up in there, trying to get to that goal line. Did not make it, just short.
Second and goal, Evans again, airborne, and stopped with forward progress. So the Bengals come up with 2 stops here. From a yard and a half, we'll have third and goal.
This is where Lawrence Roney was very valuable. You had a more athletic back that could get over the top. You're looking at Heath Evans, 250 pounds, trying to leap over the top. Follows Junior Seau. He just doesn't get there. Great surge by the Bengals, front 7, or in the goal line situation, front 8.
Third down. Brady to throw. Vrabel again. Touchdown again. This guy, you can truly say all he does is catch touchdowns. In the regular season, 7 receptions, 7 touchdowns for Mike Vrabel, and obviously augmenting that with a couple of receptions for touchdowns in the Super Bowl as well.
And the play action right at number 57, Dhani Jones. You see him trailing Mike Vrabel. Again, here's a guy been with the Bengals about 11 days. That's the guy you're gonna pick on.
Linebacker at that point.
That's right.
Gostowski on for the extra point, and it's 10-0. It speaks so much to the versatility of the New England Patriots roster. Bill Belichick, even going back to when he was with Bill Parcells and the Giants, and they used Lawrence Taylor as a tight end. And on through the Cleveland days for Belichick, always maximizing his roster, using multiple players in multiple places. And Vrabel's example there as he comes in, and Junior Seau's in the backfield with him. And there's Vrabel at the tight end spot, catching his 9th career touchdown, 7th in the regular season.
That's more than some first-round draft picks have had in their career, and he's a linebacker.
Well, this game will open up now. I think the Bengals have been much too conservative in their approach. They tried to establish the run. You know, when you have a Carson Palmer, a T.J. Houshmandzadeh, you know, a Chad Johnson, you got to attack with the pass.
Tom Brady, with that pass attempt, got to 100 pass attempts on the year. Most completions in NFL history. First 100 passes of the season. Dave Craig and Jeff George there at 74. out of the record book now because Tom Brady, with his work tonight, 79 completions on exactly 100 passes of the season. Just one hair under 80%, but that is the most completions in your first 100 passes to start a season in the history of the National Football League, and past 100 became touchdown number 11 on the season for Brady.
He's good. It's that simple.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
And he's not bad looking either.
Excuse me.
I'll get out of the booth now if you'd like.
Where do you want to go on the field?
Skylar Green and Glenn Holt back for the Bengals, who are struggling out of the gate here tonight. Down 10 in the early going. Here is Holt. Taken down at the 26-yard line by Mike Wright, and here's Michelle.
Well, you guys were talking about Tom Brady and all those pass completions. One of the big reasons is Randy Moss being here. And, you know, to get some perspective on Moss, I spent about a half hour on the phone with his former teammate, Chris Carter, today. They played in Minnesota together from 98 to 2001. And Chris believes that people don't want to hear the truth about Moss. He said there are a lot of good qualities in this guy. Number one, he knows how to work hard. Number two, he has a great football mind. He said he's almost got a brilliant football mind. And, Mike, I'll give you a few more nuggets from Chris later on.
Okay, Michelle, 2 catches, 23 yards for Moss. Sammy Morris made the big play, another offseason acquisition on that drive. Palmer trying to find a first down of the night and almost threw an interception. It was intended for Chad Johnson. Asante Samuel is there on the coverage. And let's go back to Michelle.
Just more on Moss. Chris Carter saying that Randy doesn't like to be in a position where he has to lead every day. So he called New England the perfect situation. He said for the first time, he has a quarterback in Tom Brady who is as talented as he is and has a high football IQ, and their relationship is crucial. And he said Belichick is perfect for Moss. He won't get close enough to Randy, but he'll put the fence around him so he knows his boundaries. It does sound ideal, doesn't it, Jaws?
What a talented player he is.
Bengals looking for that first airborne first down. The pass to the third receiver, Chapman, is caught. Antonio taken out of bounds at the 33-yard line. We'll have 3rd and 3 coming up. It happened in front of Ellis Hobbs.
Not to belabor that whole point, but when Moss got to the Patriots, it was not coincidental that they put his locker next to Tom Brady's, so that those two could talk football. You saw them standing together on the sideline before. That relationship has done more for Moss than certainly anything that happened to him in Oakland.
Tom Brady is all about winning. That's it, period. He wants to win, and he's been pretty good at it.
3rd and 3, back into the opening quarter. Palmer, pressure at his feet. They're going to rule that an incomplete pass, that Palmer didn't come down, but he was on the way down twice in that drive. The man who caught the only touchdown of the quarter, Mike Vrabel, was putting on the pressure. Well, Vrabel doesn't have the touchdown and the sack to go in the first quarter. They got everything else. Been a little magic from the Patriots in the opening quarter, leading by 10. The Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, and Indianapolis Colts joining the New England Patriots as undefeated teams. Pats trying to join the prior 3 at 4-0. We start the second quarter here in Cincinnati. A first quarter where the Bengals ran 11 plays and had a total of 17 yards. And a Kyle Larson punt. 47 yards to Wes Welker at the 20. Hemmed in on the sideline, gets the most out of it. It's about a half dozen yards as Hernandez Jones makes his second special teams tackle, and Tom Brady brings him out after these first quarter numbers.
There's a number there that is shocking. Passing yards from the Bengals, 5. A total of 17 yards in that first quarter. That will not get it done. Only 1 first down. First quarter totally dominated by the New England Patriots.
And Cincinnati has to play from behind by 2 scores already, which means all they're going to do is throw, right?
I'm surprised they didn't start the game that way.
With their linebacker injuries, if you're just joining us, since he only has 3 healthy ones right now, playing a lot of dime against the Patriots spread. Brady feels the pocket collapse. There's the mobility Jaws talked about. A flag down as Sammy Morris takes it for a first down at the 40-yard line. Jonathan Joseph made the tackle. The flag in the backfield where they were trying to protect Brady.
Holding, offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
It's Matt Light who did our lineups for us. Seventh-year man out of Purdue. Been here for all 3 of the Belichick-era Super Bowl championships. Working on Justin Smith.
See right there, Mad Light trying to hold off Justin Smith. Here's Brady, feels the pressure, moves out, and there you see Matt Light grab Justin Smith jersey as Brady rolled outside the pocket, and you grab that jersey, you'll see it every time.
Good head-to-head. Missouri is the college for Justin Smith. Purdue for Matt Light, but they got to know each other. They have the same agent, so as they prepared for the draft in '01, they worked out together. Screen, Falk. What a job by Domata Peko, the second-year man out of Michigan State, to bring Falk down.
Peko did a tremendous job of reading the screen. A lot of times defense in these situations will have one of their defensive linemen aware of screen, look for the screen, anticipate the screen. Peko did a great job of reading it.
Wouldn't you think that right now this is so important with Cincinnati, because if they give up one more touchdown, they are almost out of it in the second quarter. This is where their defense, what's left of it, has to make a stand.
No, I agree with you.
Right,
and this is a defense that feeds on turnovers. They'd love to get one here.
A lot of passing, a lot of out of the gun for Brady tonight. Pressured off the corner, had to get rid of it quick, and the pass was incomplete. Chinuta Ndukwe one more time, bringing the heat.
Tom Brady not real happy. You'll see Tom Brady. You'll see the blitz coming off the corner. Woof, right in Tom Brady's face. He did not like it as Ndukwe came and gave him a shot.
Well, he hasn't been hit in 2 years. So it's sort of new to him.
He doesn't like that.
You wouldn't like it either.
I know it.
That's a good point, Tony.
Yeah.
3 sacks, 6 hits all season, 3rd and long. And timeout taken by the Patriots. 3rd and long coming up. See if the defense can light a spark for the Bengals. About a 5-minute walk from downtown in Fountain Square. Paul Brown Stadium, Cincinnati. Need to get to the 37 to keep the drive alive. 5 in the pattern for Brady, who's pressured, throwing down the middle, throwing an interception to Leon Hall. One Michigan man picks off another Michigan man. Bengals ball in good field position.
This is what fuels the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a turnover-oriented defense. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, they all spoke about it in yesterday's meeting. This is a team, you can't give them opportunities. Great opportunity right now for the Bengals to get back in this game. You'll see Brady right here. He forces his throw. He should not try to make this throw. Leon Hall did a great job of undercutting the route because he had help over the top.
The 6 defensive back look for the Bengals. Necessity and formation with who the Patriots have on the field has worked well. Now will the Bengals take a shot down the field? They will run it on 1st down with Kenny Watson. A gain of about 8 yards.
Swear, Cardell Cadillac Williams out for the season, injured right knee. As you know, the Bucs a pleasant surprise at 3-1.
Thank you, Steve. Will keep us updated through the night. Kenny Watson runs for a 1st down. And Steve mentioned that Cadillac Williams injury. Both Bengals and Patriots fans will be interested to note, as Chris Mortensen reported, Bucs reached out to Corey Dillon, ex-Bengal, ex-Pat, not interested in returning to Tampa at this point. Cincy back to the no-huddle. They huddled a lot in the 1st quarter. Watson, left side run. Oh, about 2.5 yards before Ty Warren, 1st-round draft pick in 2003 for the Patriots, made the tackle.
It was interesting when we talked to Carson Palmer the other day. You look at the fact that the Bengals defense isn't all that good. He said, as far as we're concerned, we're sitting in a perfect situation. We're the underdogs. That's where we want to be right now.
Well, they are backed into a corner. There's no question about that. Not only at 1 and 2, but down 10-0.
A lot of pats at the line. Quick hit. 1st touch for Chad Johnson. Stiff arm Ellis Hobbs. What a run by Johnson. 1st and goal for the Bengals. Gain of 20. Eugene Wilson saved the touchdown.
Excellent job by Chad Johnson. You'll see the quick throw out to the flat. They had a running play called, and they tagged that with a smoke. So if the corner is off, Carson Palmer will just stand up and throw the ball out to Chad Johnson. He breaks the tackle of Ellis Hobbs and takes it down to the 2-yard line, or actually the 1. Excellent read by Carson Palmer.
Jeremy Johnson, the fullback, is part of the bunch on the right. He motions back to block for Watson. Palmer will throw. Touchdown, TJ Houshmandzadeh. The Brady pick turns into a touchdown.
So now officially I'd say we've got a game. Took a little while, but now officially we've got a game because that's what Cincinnati can do. They can score in a hurry. They've got 2 great wide receivers and obviously a great quarterback.
Well, they certainly tried to run the football. They ran it effectively in that series. They had the play action from the 1-yard line. A wide open TJ Houshmandzadeh in the back of the end zone.
Shane Graham adds the extra point, a 1-yard touchdown pass after Brady throws what's been a rare interception this year, just his second. Carson Palmer's 10th touchdown pass of the year to TJ Houshmandzadeh. Chad Johnson got him down there. New game, 10-7. Somebody flipped the switch and woke everybody up in here.
Get up, Tony.
Oh, that was...
Hey.
That's what they needed to do. They needed to score right away.
And it all happened because of a rare Tom Brady mistake here in 07. And Carson Palmer made the most of it by checking to that play to get it to Chad Johnson. And boy, a one-on-one strong 20-yard gain to set up the touchdown catch for Houshmandzadeh. Willie Andrews, the up back, takes it and takes it to the 38-yard line as he's tackled by rookie tight end Daniel Coates. So after the mistake, what will Brady do to get the Pats offense back in gear? The highest scoring bunch in the National Football League, the New England Patriots, who put up 38 in each of the first 3 games, beating the Jets in Buffalo in their division and sandwiching that with a win over San Diego at home. Sammy Morris, the lone back. Against a base 4-3 defense there, a gain of 2, and here's Susie Colbert.
Well, Mike, Bengals defensive backs coach Kevin Coyle insisted that his guys were not intimidated by Tom Brady. And just to ensure that, he put together a tape of all of Brady's mistakes over the last 2 years. 26 interceptions, 7 fumbles lost. Just to negate the myth that Brady walks on water, they watched it as a group so they could see the evidence he is human. Last series, the rookie Leon Hall comes up with the interception. How's that for building confidence?
It's the Cincinnati defense that we saw turn over Baltimore a half dozen times on the opening Monday night. Brady completes it to Wes Welker right at midfield. It's a first down and a gain of 9 yards. Bill Belichick does some of the same on the other side, guys, to prepare his guys when they've been so good early in the year. He shows them that they aren't perfect either.
And they all use the same phrase. Brady used it and Vrabel used it about how we are served a slice of Belichick's humble pie cooked at 375 degrees with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
For 20 minutes it was baked.
He rips them all the time.
At midfield, 1st and 10. Dante Stallworth with the catch, trying to spin away from the tackle. Only a gain of 5. Well done by the rookie Leon Hall on the corner.
The sense of discipline on the team obviously stems from Belichick. And the smartest thing he does, Jaws, is he goes after the biggest stars so that the biggest stars don't get the biggest heads. And the biggest stars, like Bruschi, like Seau, like Brady, they accept that from Belichick and seem to revel in it.
Well, he's won 3 Super Bowls. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. The players buy into that. They believe him. They trust him.
2nd and 5, Sammy Morris right into the teeth of the defense. Anthony Schlegel holding on, trying to bring him down, but Morris picks up the first down at the 40-yard line.
Yes, but in a team dynamic, it helps if your leaders are on board with all of that.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. I totally agree, and I think Bill understands that.
It doesn't work if a coach picks on the weakest link. It doesn't work, because then players will tend to defend them. But when you pick on the strongest guys and they buy in, that's why you win.
So you better have thick skin in that Patriots locker room.
Patriots jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Bengals have just responded off a turnover on the most recent New England drive. And here is Morris running for about 8 yards to the 32-yard line. If you're just flipping over, Lawrence Maroney out for this game with a groin injury. So they turn it to Sammy Morris out of Texas Tech. Maroney was figured to be the feature back once Corey Dillon was not retained and went into somewhat retirement. But Morris has really shared some carries. He's had 11, 10, and 12 carries in the first 3 games. A guy Belichick saw in the division all 7 years in his career, and he likes what he's about, so he signed him. 2 yards there to the 30. He was in Miami and Buffalo before that to start his career. Dhani Jones bringing him down there.
Didn't Belichick say he killed us a number of times in a number of places?
Yeah.
And if I had the opportunity to get him. And that's what Belichick does. He identifies people who have hurt him over the years. If he gets the opportunity to bring them here, you know, if you can't beat him, join him.
It's effective.
He's controversial. He's also very smart.
Morris's numbers punctuated by the 49-yard carry that led to a touchdown at the end of the first quarter, and he picks up a first down there to the 26-yard line. Sammy Morris, to speak of what you talked about, Tony, playing for the Dolphins against the Patriots, week 14 last year, at a career-high 123 yards, and it certainly opened the eyes of Belichick. Well, can you believe it? Another Bengal is shaken up, and it's another linebacker, down to 3 healthy linebackers. Landon Johnson is on a knee. He's the only linebacker who's dressed right now and healthy, who's been with Marvin Lewis since the preseason.
2 sore Johnsons, then Landon and Rudy out as well.
Landon Johnson holding a towel to that left eye. The Bengals hope he'll be back because right now Cincinnati has 2 healthy linebackers left.
You'll see Landon Johnson scrape. Comes off the tackle, makes the play, but boy, led with his helmet.
Sammy Morris's knee lands on his head. So the Bengals have to go with a little gimmick defense, if you will. Once again, back to that 6 defensive back set. And Sammy Morris runs to the 22-yard line. Ron, you've seen a heck of a lot more football than we ever have. I've never seen a game where a team is down to 2 linebackers, and that's it.
Yeah, I watch 10 to 12 games a week over at NFL Films, and very infrequently you see when 1st and 10 in the second quarter, teams are playing nickel and dime on defense.
Especially when a team is running it down your throat. On this drive, it's been mostly runs. 8 runs, 2 passes. Left side, Sammy Morris. First down across the 20-yard line. That's Madieu Williams, who was banged up earlier, coming back in the game. The safety being carried by Morris. So the Patriots, instead of those 4 receiver looks and the spread stuff, kind of lining up and banging with a team that's banged up.
Well, that's why they brought Kyle Brady, and Kyle Brady is really, listed as a tight end. He's like a 3rd tackle. I mean, he's a road grader up front. He moves people off the line of scrimmage. Then they complement Brady with Benjamin Watson, and they could run the football on anybody, let alone a depleted linebacking corps.
Right now, 5 defensive linemen in the game for the Bengals.
And not surprising, the Bengals a bit disorganized, call timeout.
Well, you talk about the fact that they only have 2 linebackers. One of them is Dhani Jones, who got here this morning, right?
No,
he just got here a week ago.
He's been there 12 days.
So he can't even know all the sets that they have and all the plays that they run.
In fact, when he came in, Paul Gunther, who's an assistant coach on the defensive side, told him he's like been living with Dhani Jones. I mean, he's trying to indoctrinate him into the system. So he expected him to be maybe like the 5th or 6th guy that may go in. All of a sudden, he's going to have to play most of this game.
Well, our production meeting with the Bengals on Saturday, our room was kind of here and the Bengals locker room was over here. So Dhani stuck his head in to say hi. And I said, you just want to say hi to people whose names you know, because the guys in your locker room, you don't know all those guys yet. But he's only been here 12 days. Anthony Schlegel, the other linebacker, was cut by the Jets in the final cuts, and he came out of a system where he played 3-4. So that's part of the confusion.
Their defensive statistics are so terrible with the players they liked enough to start. Now they're not playing those players.
Well, they're playing 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker, and 6 defensive backs right now.
1st and 10, the Pats line them up and run them. And they run Sammy Morris again. for a gain of about 5 yards. Marvin Lewis made his name as a coordinator of the National Football League with defense with the Baltimore Ravens. Their fabulous record-setting Super Bowl championship defense has yet to build a defense here that is anywhere in the neighborhood of that other defense. And tonight, it's a team injury depleted that is just getting run over.
Well, they're going to have to bow their backs here if they're going to stay in this ball game.
Moss in motion. Running again is Falk. Good open field arm tackle by last year's first-round pick, Jonathan Joseph out of South Carolina. We'll have third down coming up. Pats can get a first down at the 3.
It's interesting that you mentioned Marvin Lewis, because when they brought him here, they had some offensive pieces in place. They had Hushmanzada, they had Chad Johnson, I believe they had Rudy Johnson. The expectation was that Marvin would build a defense as he had in Baltimore. That has not happened in now his 5th year.
Huge play right now for that defense.
They've run it 8 times in a row. Dante Stallworth and Wes Welker will be at the top of your screen. Moss at the bottom. Kevin Falk, the back. And Brady throwing for Moss. Goes up and gets it. Randy Moss, 6th touchdown of the season.
Wow. You think that trade was good with Oakland, where they got Randy Moss for a 4th-round pick?
Yeah, I believe it was
that's
a
one
very
of the
good deal.
Steals of the century.
Yeah.
It's like deal or no deal. Yes, let's deal for that. Randy Moss, 6 touchdown catches already.
Look at this throw by Tom Brady. This is a laser. This is the back shoulder throw. When you see Jonathan Joseph in perfect position, he pushes to the corner, sees the ball near, plants that back foot, and just uses 6'4" frame to go over Joseph. Excellent throw by Tom Brady, and you can see they are on the same page.
And getting Randy Moss is one of those things. People saw it, their eyes lit up. They said, would he be right for the Patriots? He's been perfect for the Patriots. He is one of the reasons, with the deep vertical throws that Brady can complete to Moss, he's one of the reasons why people say, can they go 16-0? Can they run it out? Because he's the best receiver that Tom Brady has ever had.
And he's one of the top receivers on Monday Night Football. Jerry Rice has all the Monday Night Football marks, but Brady to Moss makes it 12 touchdowns on Monday Night Football for Randy Moss in 12 games, averaging 1 per game. And you can see the same page and what these guys have come to know about each other. Half-foot advantage on Jonathan Joseph, the corner. And Jaws not just throwing it to that back shoulder, but throwing it up high. Joseph was pinned, had no chance. And the Patriots take the 10-point lead.
You know, Mike, we talk about quarterback play, and I've always said the most overlooked aspect of playing the position is accuracy. People talk about size, strength, you know, where they can throw the ball, mobility. Can you throw the ball into tight areas? Obviously, by that throw to Randy Moss shows you Tom Brady can throw into tight areas, and he's willing to throw into tight areas. And even more importantly, Tony, he trusts Randy Moss. I mean,
yes,
that's not a throw that you'd make to a guy that you don't feel comfortable throwing the ball to. Well, those can be intercepted.
And he lockers next to him, and he sits next to him on the bench. There are a lot of great receivers that don't sit near the quarterback, a lot of great quarterbacks that aren't with the receivers. Those guys are right together. And is anything in the National Football League working better than them right now?
No.
Thank you.
Gostowski with the kickoff. And Holt is taken down at the 25-yard line. We're talking about Randy Moss on Monday Night Football and his legacy over the years. Go back to the very first Monday night appearance for Moss nearly 9 years ago tonight, October 5 of '98, on a wet night in Green Bay. Randall Cunningham was throwing it. Randy, part of that superb rookie season, led the NFL that year with 17 touchdown catches, offensive rookie of the year. And as the Vikings offense continued to roll through that era, they were a big part of the premier teams in the league on Monday Night Football. And Moss always found a way to shine and adds to it tonight. Palmer has to get back to work. Back down 10. Kenny Watson, 13 yards and a first down.
Excellent job by Carson Palmer. He tried to come out to the right side. No one was open there. He came to his third receiver. That's staying with your progression. The good thing for Carson, the offensive line gave him time to process the information.
This is something teams do all the time during their preparation during the week. 4 minutes on your own 20-yard line. Bring it down the field and get something and use most of the clock. Palmer complete to Chapman. He's at the 45-yard line. Again, Antonio Chapman, 50-year out of Cincinnati, is the third wide receiver. Tad Perry's out with a hamstring injury. Glenn Holt did play well against Cleveland, but they all have been very little in the absence of Chris Henry. 9 touchdowns in 06, but suspended for at least the first half of the NFL regular season for violating the personal conduct policy of the league. Kenny Watson runs it to midfield. First down.
Clearly right now the Bengals going with their no-huddle speed offense. Isn't that sugar huddle where you kind of stand around? They have picked up the tempo right now. The Patriots have gone to their 4-3 defense. We're going to see Vrabel down. They're basically trying to get after Carson Palmer with their 4-down linemen when you include Vrabel when he puts his hand on the ground.
Chad Johnson's at the bottom of the screen working on Asante Samuel. Pocket closing. Palmer completes to Hushmanzada. 11 yards. First down. Randall gave the tackle.
This is kind of the fireworks we expected. You know, two great quarterbacks punching, counter-punching, going up and down the field.
Well, San Diego's offense you thought would be dynamic and threatening. They were not at any time against the Patriots, or really almost at any time this season. So this is the best look the Pats defense has gotten in the first month of the season. Chad Johnson, great control of his body to slow down, lean back, and get it. First down at the 2-minute warning.
What a magnificent catch by Chad Johnson. The ball slightly overthrown. He reaches back. Mike, you said it, body control.
Tony's off to PTI with Mr. Wilbon.
And to become a linebacker by the second half.
Toyota halftime show coming up. Chris Berman, Stu Scott, fastest 3 minutes. Mike Wilbon and Tony with pardon the interruption, talking about Tony Romo. Is he the next Brett Favre? And what's wrong with the Chargers, among other things. Bengals trying to get it back to a 1-score game. Operate on first down from the 21. At the 2-minute mark, they'll run. Kenny Watson, no gain. Oh, Chad Johnson made that really nice catch a moment ago, and then in the ensuing timeout, goes over for a couple of words of Bill Belichick.
and Bill's actually smiling. He said, how'd you catch that ball? Just an incredible control of your body and staggering with your hands. Asante Samuel's going, I can't believe you caught that ball.
We should point out Bill had Chad in the Pro Bowl and was effusive in his praise for Chad's ability and personality when we visited with the Patriots coach last night.
It was so wonderful to hear Bill talk about him the way he did. He loved him.
Final 80 seconds of this first half, and Palmer intercepted by Asante Samuel. Brought down at the 3, so both quarterbacks have made mistakes and thrown interceptions. Glenn Holt, that third receiver spot, falling as he was in the pattern.
I believe it was a misread. Carson Palmer and Chad Johnson were not on the same page. You'll see Chad Johnson release. Carson Palmer expected him to come to the inside. He went straight up the field. The ball is already out of Carson's hands. You see right there, and Chad takes it up the field. They were not seeing the secondary with the same eyes on that particular play. Consequently, the interception by Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel did a great job of peering back in the backfield and reading Carson Palmer.
We saw Palmer hold his head after the interception, exactly along the lines of what you were thinking, Ron. So the Patriots will take a knee. Try to take it to the locker room here. It's 17-7, and you see the give and take with Palmer and Johnson, who very often are on the same page talking about what each saw. Our game track is Tom Brady with 2 touchdowns, including another one to Mike Vrabel. 7 for 7 receptions and scores in the regular season. And Randy Moss on the last drive caught his 6th touchdown, tying Plexico Burress most in the NFL. Palmer has thrown a touchdown to T.J. Hushmanzada, but just threw that interception. Chad Johnson has made 2 big plays in this game for his 39 yards. But other than that, he and Hushmanzada have been relatively quiet, combining on 4 catches in the first half as Chad and Carson continue their heated exchange on the miscommunication at the end of the half.
It's not a good way to go into the half with your quarterback and outstanding wide receiver not seeing eye to eye.
Well, their chance to get it straight, figure it out, because they get the ball to start the third quarter. At the break, New England 17, looking for 4-0. Cincinnati 7, looking to avoid 1-3. Here's Chris Berman and the Toyota halftime show.